Good morning, friends. It's Tracey from Nova Scotia Living, and I really just came downstairs now. It's 8:16. You can see I turned... Oh, well, I should explain. If you didn't see my video yesterday, I put 2 big pots of turkey bone broth on, and I turned them way down, like way down. Got the things off, so they've been warm. They're still really warm. I'm going to turn them up a little bit, and it's going to keep evaporating. I did fill these pots back up before I went to bed. Because they were down quite a bit, and I fill them up and it goes down, fill them up, back and forth, back and forth. So it didn't go down very much overnight, but it stayed hot, that it's safe. So I'm going to get these boiling. I'm going to get my morning coffee. Let me flip you around. Yeah. I'm going to get my coffee. I got to brush my teeth and stuff. But again, if you didn't see yesterday, there's a whole bunch of freezer meat in these coolers because I could not fit it in my fridge. There's like ham and chicken and a whole bunch of ground pork and other pork and moose, and I don't know if I kept any deer meat out or not, but I want to try to cook up as much of that today as I possibly can. I might not assemble all the freezer meals I'm going to do today, but I'll cook up the meat that I can today. And then tomorrow, try to assemble it into freezer meals or something like that. We'll see how the day goes. I'm just winging it, guys. I really am just winging it. But yeah, I'll be back once I'm a little more alert. All right, friends, I got my coffee made and all situated. Got my clipboard down from the wall there. I just want to make a quick rough list. That's yesterday's. So, the marathon begins Monday. I slept in. Misha and Maze could have went to that little day camp they went to, but I slept in. My husband slept in, and I'm not worried about it because, yeah, it's one day. I did call and let them know, so yeah, not the end of the world. But I needed to take a trip to town this morning. I turned those pots way up on high to start really rolling, and then I turned them back down to like a 6 or something. And I'm going to leave those on the stove until I actually need the stove, because those would take hours to cool down before I could even think about freezing them or anything. So I take them off. If I'm going to cook something, cook it. I just put those pots on the wood stove here, put the cover on it, and then I put them back on the stove when I'm done with it. It's fine. It's a lot of lugging and hauling, but it works. It works. But I know stuff I need right off the bat from town is some heavy cream. I had to put 3% milk in my coffee this morning. Usually it's like the heavy whipping cream. I forget what it is, 30-something%. I want to get some cauliflower. I know we do have some frozen broccoli, like from our garden in there, but I might get another bag of that. We'll see. And Brussels sprouts. And some zucchini. Maybe I'll see what the price is. I need some more cheese. I need a lot of eggs. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna make. I know I am gonna make a moose meat chili because I have ground moose meat. Just use it, just make a chili like I make hamburger chili, you know what I mean? And there is a package of hamburger in there, but I might make a baked spaghetti for the kids and put that in the freezer. So I don't know if I have some canned beans down in the basement. I might pick up some more chili powder or get one of those chili powder mixes. I was thinking for all that ground pork I have, I'm gonna make some breakfast sausage balls, like breakfast, you can just season it with what you put in a breakfast sausage. Breakfast sausage balls, and then I would do some of them, I'd put a whole whack of that Tony Chachere's in it, so it'd be kind of spicy little balls, pork balls. I'd just bake them in the oven. And yeah, that's what I think I'll do. If I don't use all the ground pork for that, I could, you know, use it, scramble it up and put it in just about anything. So I'm not too worried about that. That giant pork loin though, I was looking up recipes online till I fell asleep. I only seen a few because I was zonked. There was bacon wrapped pork bites, and I'm just like, ooh, I have some bacon. I could wrap that around some chunks of pork and bake it or fry it. I have to look it up again because I don't know if they fried it or baked it, but. So anyways, I don't want to take up all this time with me sitting here chit-chatting and making lists, but I'll finish my coffee, make the list bigger, and try to figure out what I'm going to do with all this food. All right, it's already getting hot in here from those turkey bone things. Had my window all steamed up last night, but I brought this fan down from the attic. I didn't want to take it apart to wash it, but I did vacuum it with my little Dyson and stuff and wipe the outside of it. But I'm going to go dig out my slow cookers now and get something going. And I do have a big roaster downstairs, like an electric roaster. I might do those 2 hams in that. So let me get set up and I'll be back. Alright, I got 3 of my slow cookers out. I'm going to give them a wash. They were clean when I put there, but they're just sitting on basement steps. So I'll give them a wash and find out where I'm going to set those, and I'll go get that roaster. Alright, I got that big toaster, roaster up from the basement and washed it. I took the tea kettles on the back of my wood stove. I just put them on the ground. I washed those 2 slow cookers. I'm thinking I'm going to put chicken in there to boil, like for a chicken rumper pie. I usually do it in a big stock pot, but I'm just going to fill them with water, set them all day long on low, and that way it'll be easy to shred. I'll see if I can fit that whole turkey, or whole chicken in one of these, and then I have a couple packages of chicken legs. Let me think. I have these bowls out. I'm going to put that ground pork in here to finish defrosting. They're all in individual bags, but just set them out for an hour or 2, and that way they'll get really good defrosted. There's another slow cooker over there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but I'm going to get the chicken out now, get the 2 hams in that roaster. I'm probably going to have to plug that in out in the porch because it's powerful, and last time I tried to do it in here while I was cooking, it blew a breaker or whatever, so there's a plug out there, and yeah, I'll just cook my hams out in the porch. Right, I got out all the chicken. Ooh, you can't see that package. I think it smells a little freezer burnt, so I'm not going to use it, but there's 4 big chicken thighs and 1 chicken breast in there. There's some chicken breast and chicken leg thigh things in there, and then there's a whole chicken in there. I'm going to fill it up with water and turn it on low and cook it all stinking day long because I want this shreddable, and I use the stock from this, which I'll season up the stock before I put it in rapid pie, but I need, I forget, 22 cups, and whatever doesn't, if I don't have enough, I just use turkey broth or make like a stock from a bouillon or something like that. So, but I'm gonna get these going. I took the hams out. I gotta take those out and rinse them, but they'll fit in that roaster. There's a big bowl of ground pork and another big bowl of ground pork. So we got lots. So yeah, I'm using up. I haven't even touched that cooler though. That has a mixture of everything in there, but I just want to get this started, and then I'm gonna go to town. I'll turn those way down on really low while I go. But they're getting on. They have a constant bubble, but it's not like a rolling boil that I can't simmer down kind of thing. But yeah, it smells like turkey in here though. My husband came down this morning. He's like, "Are you cooking turkey?" I'm like, he's oblivious sometimes when I'm doing stuff. He didn't even notice these pots yesterday. But funny. I'm like, no, I'm boiling bones. So yeah, anyways, I'll be back. I'll get things set up. All right, this is where I'm going to put my roaster. I put a little bit of water in there too, and I'm going to turn it on. I'll give the kids a fair warning to stay the heck away from this. Put it on 350. I'm just going to leave it for, I'll check it once an hour and we'll see. This will probably take at least 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, because there's 2 hams in here. But yeah, it's going to get nice and hot, and at least it's out here, and yeah, we should be good. I have to find an extension cord because there's a plug there. That's our carbon monoxide thing and alarm. I'm going to unplug those, and I need an extension cord so I can plug these two in. I didn't put them right here because this is where I put the big stock pots of turkey bones when I'm using the stovetop, and I need that space. And I don't want to set those on the floor just because they are super duper hot. So, anyways, extension cord searching time. All right, friends, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to head to town now just to pick up a few things. The ham's going, the chicken's going, the turkey bone broth's going. When I get back, I'll probably move those turkey bone broth things and start frying up some hamburger. And I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'll be back. All right, friends. Ooh, sorry. I just came out of Superstore. I went into Walmart too. Got a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to stop to the Irving on the way out because that's where I get my milk generally. It's cheaper there for the most part. And some bananas if they're good. The kids wanted some bananas and we're out. So once I'm all done this crazy cooking thing, I'll probably wait till school starts, but then I want to do a big baking freezer cooking thing, like the cookie doughs and breads and pizza crusts and biscuits and muffins and everything I had mentioned before in a couple of videos that I want to try to do. So yeah, I was tempted to buy a bunch of the stuff now, like ingredients, more flour and stuff, but I restrained myself because I still have canning to do, I still have cooking to do, I still have school supply stuff to do, I still have on and on and on. So anyways, let's go get some milk and then we'll go home and check on the stuff. Alright, it's 11:07. I just got home. This is what I got at the store. So at Superstore, I got 4 bags of that frozen cauliflower. It was even more on sale. It was $2.49 a package. I got 2 things of the frozen kale, $2.49 a package. I got 2 things of zucchini. They were $3.99 a bunch. I got some more of these wraps because I defrosted 2 yesterday, but I'm thinking I want to try to make bacon and egg and cheese wraps for the freezer, like breakfast ones, maybe. We'll see. I did get a bag of frozen diced onions just to save me work. I do have some onions here, but I'm just not feeling in the chopping mood today, if you know what I mean. So put that in some of the meals. I bought 4 of these Rocker pie mixes. You can usually get bigger ones, so I bought 4 of them, which would be equivalent to 1 bigger one, because I'm going to make chicken Rocker pie. I probably won't make that today because all that chicken that I'm cooking now is for chicken Rocker pie, and this will make 6 big pans of Rocker pie, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. But I will take the chicken out tonight and shred it and stuff. I bought 2 things of this ketchup, and I like it because it's sweetened with stevia. There's no sugar in it at all. If I make a sweet and sour sauce or something. That's everything from Superstore. So from Walmart, cheese was cheaper there. I got 2 old cheddars and 2 pizza mozzarellas. I bought 2 bags of frozen spinach, 2 bags of broccoli, 2 big things of eggs, some cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, some heavy whipping cream, like that's the French, there's the English. I bought 2 bags of cereal just because we didn't have any and the kids wanted some. And did I say the spaghetti? Got the spaghetti. Then at the Irving I got bananas and milk. So that's everything I got. But when I got home, oh, just a minute. Yeah, when I got home, one of the breakers had switched. The fan and the roaster, I think, must be on the same thing. And I noticed because the fan wasn't going, and it's like a furnace in here. But I went down and flipped it. Things are going good now. If it goes off again, I'll have to move the fan. But everything's smooth going now. So I'm gonna put some of this stuff away, move those big turkey pots over to the wood stove, and get out a frying pan for the hamburger I'm gonna make. The kids bake spaghetti and chili, and I'll put those in a pan. Those can go in the freezer later on, and that will be the ground beef component of this marathon, because I do have a small roast beef and I do have ground moose meat, but I'm going to make a chili for my husband and myself with that. So anyways, I'll be back. All right, I've got the hamburger dropped in the pans. It's partially still frozen, but I'm just going to break it up and cook it. I could have did it all in one pan, but I just want to keep it separate so I'll know one's for chili and one is for baked spaghetti. So, yeah, I'm just going to season this with onion powder, garlic powder, some salt and pepper. And, yeah, I'll bring you back when this starts moving a little bit more. Alright, it's loosened up a bit. I had to add some water in there to move it along, but I'm just going to wait till the water kind of evaporates and whatever grease is there, I'll strain them out. And then I'm going to make the chili right in one of these pans. I'm not going to dirty a pot. And then I'll take this one off and get a pot of water boiling for the noodles. Alright, I just shut the burners off. I'm going to strain the grease and put them back in the pan. Right. So it's all strained. I just put a pot of water. I salted the water. I got to get the lid on it to start boiling for the noodles. This is going to be for the spaghetti. So I'm going to use the sauce that I defrosted yesterday that was in my freezer. I'll put it in the pan, mix it all up with the meat, and yeah. I'll wait for the noodles to be done. I gotta still shred all that cheese, so I'll probably do that while the sauce and meat mixture is heating up and the noodles are boiling. The sauce that was in those were my own tomato sauce, so there was a little liquid in there. I'm gonna turn the burner back on and get it bubbling to try to evaporate a bit. And I'll just keep an eye on it because I don't want it to scorch, but I'm gonna go down in the basement and get some beans for the chili I'm gonna make after this. I just put a big tablespoon of minced garlic in there too, and about a half a handful of the frozen onion, just so it kind of goes in with the sauce and stuff. I dropped the noodles in. That's that chili hamburger I'm going to use after. And I went and got 3 jars of black beans. I'm going to use these tomatoes that I canned myself for our chili, and a can of corn I'm going to put in the kids' chili. So, yeah. Well, those noodles are bubbling, so I'm going to cut these right down the middle so they can fit in my food processor chute. And I just use the grater in that. It just saves so much time and energy. So I'll get this all done up and put it in a big bowl, stick it in the fridge, and use it when I need it. Ta-da! There, big bowl. I did mozzarella cheddar, so they'll just kind of all be mixed up or whatever. But I just shut the noodles off, and there's my pots and my slow cookers. I had to switch that breaker again, but I unplugged the fan, so hopefully there'll be no more interruptions. I'm going to drain this. I think I'm going to try to mix it all right in this pan too, because it's a high-hat one. And then I'm just going to put it in a pan or two, and yeah, cover it with cheese, wait for it to cool, stick it in my deep freezer. Alright, it's all strained. If I have to, I can open another can of pasta sauce I have in my pantry if it's not saucy enough. We'll see, because I just added those 2 frozen ones. I'm going to add a good dose of Parmesan cheese in this too and mix it up. We'll see. I do have my own canned mushrooms down in the basement. I was going to bring those up, but I know I have some store-bought canned mushrooms packed in water here, like upstairs, and I'd like to use those up if I can, so I'm going to put those in mine, and the moose meat chili. And I forgot to get Brussels sprouts, but oh well. I did get kale and spinach and broccoli. I have my broccoli sitting out in the sink now to defrost. That was from our garden. This isn't mixing up very well. Yeah, this is probably... I'll be able to mix it better when it gets in the pans. I'm going to get the racks out on the table so I can load them, put the pans on them, load this in, and then I'll add the Parmesan cheese and stuff. So I'll be right back. Alright, got my pans out. I'll try to divvy this up. I have more pans if I need to. Oh gosh, this is heavy. Come on. more sauce went in the other one. I'll have to try to scoop some out. Let me see here. I'll shut that burner off. Now, I've made this different ways, put a whole bunch of different stuff in it. Sometimes I put the noodles in and then sauce on, like lasagna and cheese and layers. I'm just going to mix everything up. That's my plan. Save time and energy. But I have that Parmesan I got out of the freezer yesterday, I found, but I'm going to use this up. I had it in my fridge. Just Parmesan cheese. Wish it would come out faster. Ooh. That's a little faster than usual, so mix it all together. And that'll be 2 freezer meals. I'll probably set these out on my deep freezer, on top of my deep freezer. Yeah, this needs a little more sauce. Well, I should mix this one up first to see if this one has a lot of sauce, but I know what I have in there. In the fridge, yesterday Mally made spaghetti, if you watch my video, and there's leftover meat sauce in here. So I'll put some of that. It's cold, but whatever. And the rest I'll put in the chili. Good idea. Yesterday when they had spaghetti, I had a little bowl of just meat sauce sprinkled with cheese. And it was good. It was with my home canned tomato sauce. But this will be enough for the family. And yeah, I would just take it out the night before, try to defrost it as much as possible, and then stick it in the oven covered till it heats up all the way. I mean, you can stick it in the oven when it's frozen, it just takes longer. I've done that too. And it works, just takes longer. I don't put it up on high, I just put it in longer at a lower temperature. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Good and cheesy and ooey gooey. I'm not going to bake these because that cheese will melt when we actually are going to use them for a meal. Oh, my teenager's up. I can hear them out there singing. But yeah, I'm going to let these cool down and I'm going to start working on the chili. All right, this is that second pan. I'm going to put a can of crushed tomatoes in there and just some tomato sauce. I'm going to open my black beans and drain them and rinse them. And what else do I have to do? Oh, I got to open my corn. I'll probably put a handful of onion in here too. So once I get this all ready to rock, I'll bring you back. All right. If I had been thinking, I would have defrosted one of those packages of hot dogs because I put hot dogs in chili before and the kids like that. And I found 3 frozen packages of hot dogs in my freezer yesterday. I always just slice them up in little coins and fry them up a little bit and put them in chili. I don't know. Yeah, kind of too late to do that now because I want to get this on the go. So I'm turning the heat up. I got some garlic, onion, corn, and my beans, and pasta sauce and crushed tomatoes. So I'm going to mix it all in with the meat. If I need more sauce, I'll get more sauce, but I don't strain my corn. I put it right in with the sweet juices. Pineapple's good in chili too. I'm not a big fan of pineapple, but I've had it with it in chili and it's good. I like pineapple juice. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait till this is good and bubbly, and then I'm gonna add one of those chili seasoning mixes I got at the store, and that'll be done. This will probably just take up one pan, I would imagine. I don't know. We'll see. But that looks awfully pretty. I think now what I'm going to do is defrost that ground moose meat in the microwave because it's still frozen. So I'm just going to defrost it in there. And I'll probably cook that up with a package of the ground pork because I have so much. Might be a weird combination, but whatever. I'm doing it anyways. And I want to steam some vegetables to go in the chili because we don't eat beans on keto. So I would put maybe some cauliflower, some broccoli. It's just going to be a chili concoction. None of the recipes I make today are actual recipes. None of them. So I don't really have anything to write down. I'm just telling you what I put in there. It's just my imagination, just throwing stuff together that I know I like and my family will eat. So anyways, oh, another thing I want to do is take the tomatoes out of those jars and puree them in my food processor with a chopper. Ooh. There, it's starting to bubble. I'll turn it down just a little because I don't want this to scorch either. And tomato sauce can scorch easy, I find. And then you got to throw the whole thing out. But I'll be back and I'll show you some of the process along the way. There's those tomatoes. I think I'm going to go down and get 3 more jars because that doesn't look like a lot of sauce. But the chili mixture over here is bubbling good. I've stirred it and stirred it. And now I'm going to sprinkle this all around, turn it way down to low and let it simmer for, I don't know, a few minutes. And then I'm going to shut it off and pack it away. All right, that looks better. I think I'm going to add a whole bag of this chopped kale into this sauce along with mushrooms and just simmer it.
Mom, can you tie this on my neck?
No, I'm using that to wipe my hands, silly. So, yeah, I'll get my mushrooms out of the cupboard and, yeah, I might steam some broccoli and cauliflower. So, just a minute. All right, I added about 3/4 of that bag because there's quite a bit. I put some nutritional yeast and some garlic in here. I just turned it on medium. I'm going to get it simmering and I want to load that up because I need that frying pan. Load that in a tray or 2 for the freezer. We'll wash the pan, and I know I have that one there. I'll probably wash both pans just so I'll have them ready. Just a sec. I remembered the spinach. I'm going to do this in the microwave. I'm going to add that to the pot too. So, yeah, extra goodness.
What is it?
That spinach is in the microwave. The tomato base thing is on the stove. I turned it up to about a 7. And this might be 2 pans. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the kids' lunches. I did have a bag of pizza bites up in the freezer here in the kitchen. Oh, I got to stir that over here. It's spitting. Spitting and sputtering. Yeah, I might just heat some of those up. And, well, that's enough for, if I put it all in here, it'd be right to the tippy top. So I think I will put it in 2 pans. Oh, and I meant to put the rest of that meat sauce in here. I'll just add it after I get it in the pans. I gotta get that spatula. I don't want to waste any of this. Yeah, I'll just add the rest of that meat sauce from yesterday's spaghetti in this one because it's a little bit smaller. It's just hamburger, and this one will just be a little bit meatier. Perfect. There we go. So I'm going to let these cool. I'm going to cover the baked spaghetti with some foil. I'm just not going to put it on tight. I'll cover these the same, and we'll do something else. I have that moose meat in the microwave defrosting, so I think I'm going to cut up one of these kielbasa sausages, and I'm going to do it in a pan a little bit and add that to that our chili. There, I just cut it up in little pieces. I'm just gonna, I mean, you could eat it like that, but just to sizzle it up a little bit. That's going lovely. I have it down on fairly low. I stir it every once in a while. When that mousse comes out, I think it's ground mousse, maybe it's chunks of mousse. Either way, I'm using it, whether it's ground meat or not. I already have my mind fixed on that, and that's what I'm doing. But yeah, this will just get some more of the watery stuff out of here to simmer it good and slow. I checked the ham, and that's going well. These slow cookers, I'm gonna kick it up to high. I did the other one over on the counter. Oh, if I can see, select. That's high, yeah. So, and these are still piping hot to the touch, so they're good. Alright, this has just been sizzling a couple of minutes, but you can see how it's browned up a little bit. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to add it to the pot, and I have 2 pots over here. Oh gosh, my kitchen is a mess. A bag of that frozen cauliflower, and I'm going to open one of my garden broccoli things and steam a thing of broccoli. That'll only take a few minutes. There's about 15 minutes left on the microwave for the moose meat, and then after these are done, I'll fry up the moose meat. Alright, there's that moose meat. The vegetables are still steaming, but as soon as those are done, this is going on the stove. Alright, the broccoli, or the cauliflower's done. I'll check the broccoli. Yeah, that's done. Still has a little bite, but that's okay because I like a little bite in my broccoli and stuff, so. And it's going to be in a hot sauce and whatever. So I'm going to add that to this, and hopefully the pot's going to be big enough or I'll have to break out Harriet. There's the moose meat. I added 1 package of that ground pork. I'm going to fry it all up together. I'll season it with some salt and pepper and onion and garlic and whatever. I am going to have to break out Harriet, I'm pretty sure, because it would just be overflowing if I try to do it in that one pot. So yeah, I'll break out Harriet, and we'll mix it all together once this meat's cooked. It's 1:27. This is coming along. It's all speckled with the pork meat and moose meat all mixed together. I seasoned it up, and I might actually just dump that pot into this pan because it's big and it's high, and yeah, I think it'll fit. And I have 2 of those chili packs left, so I might add both of them because this is a big batch. This is bigger than that chili I just made for the kids, so yeah. This is pretty well done. Like, moose meat is super lean, and the ground pork, I ground it up myself. It was from a pork tenderloin, so there's not much fat on that. I don't have to strain this at all. So I'm going to dump this in here and get it all jiving together. Right, it fit. It's good and thick, I can tell you. That's okay. This is just a version of chili, I guess. That's what I'll call it, but I could have used a little more sauce, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to break out those 2 seasoning mixes. I'm just finishing up the pizza bites for the kids while this is going on. I'll turn that down a little bit because I don't want it to scorch. Everything's all hot and everything, so yeah. Then I'll sprinkle the seasoning on, and yeah, that'll be that. Ooh, I just took a big spoonful, and it is good. I didn't know how it would really turn out. I didn't know if I would have to add more chili powder, but no, it's just perfect. It's piping hot though. So I have these containers, and I have some of those plastic ones that I do for our keto meals, like the ones that we've been using up. So I'm going to fill up those, and I'll see how many I can get. But right now I'm going to fill those ones. So one of these would be like 2 meals. I could take one out for me and my husband, and the other ones can just be individual meals. No biggie. Ooh, they're not a bad haul. And yeah, they're piping hot though. I gotta let these cool down. I'm just gonna place the foil over, like I did with these ones, not sealed shut or anything, but just to prevent anything getting in them or whatever. So yeah, the dishwasher's going. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. I'm actually just putting these back on the stove and turn them on high, just so, I mean, they're still hot, but I want them to stay hot longer, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just take them off again and move on. But while I'm waiting for these to come up, I'm going to clean up the counter, try to organize the table a little bit better, and I'll probably hand wash some of these pots and stuff so I can start working with them sooner rather than later. Alright, I just unplugged the ham out in the porch. I'm just leaving it out there for now. It's piping hot. Those were a roll and boil. I put them back over here. I'm just waiting for that to cool down a little bit and I'll wipe it off. But now I'm going to put some gloves on and empty these bags of ground pork into these bowls and figure out exactly what I'm going to do with them. Good thing though, I can turn the fan back on without switching the breaker. My son just walked out the door. He's going to work. And yeah, after I do this, I plan on scrambling up a bunch of those eggs for those breakfast burrito things that I want to try to make. Oh, yeah. Anyways, it's time to get my hands dirty. Alright, I took them out of the bags. There's 2 that are still pretty frozen in here, and there was 2 that were still pretty frozen in here. So I'm going to defrost them a bit in the microwave so I can get this stuff moving. And yeah, so I'll do this batch first, and then I'll do that batch. Oh, I'm just sitting here taking a little break while I'm waiting for that pork to defrost in the microwave. And I realized I forgot to put mushrooms in my chili. It's too late now. Well, I mean, I could add them, but I'm being a little lazy now. But yeah, I meant to dig out those cans of mushrooms from my pantry to put in the moose chili, but oh well. Yeah, it's just the way things go sometimes. I put the other batch of pork in the microwave. My husband, ignore that countertop. That's my embarrassing spot of the counter. I will tackle that, but not today, I'm telling you. That plastic tub there is the first aid kit from when we went camping. The toaster's behind it, and that plastic thing on top of the first aid kit goes in that drawer right there, which my husband is currently fixing. You have to poop? Yeah. Alright, go to the bathroom. I'll be right there. Excuse that, guys. But yeah, the front plate of the, like that drawer there, he pulled it off. And yeah, he just came in and took it out, and he's fixing it now. So yeah. Anyways, I'll be back, just filling you in on the going-ons. Alright, I'm tired of sitting around. That other batch is still in the microwave. Oh, Maze is hollering to me. Just a minute. Right. Scratch that. I was going to use this because I'm out of bowls. Use this to crack a bunch of eggs. But the microwave just stopped, so I can start working on those meatballs. At least the spicy ones. I want to do the spicy ones. What my idea is, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll get to it today, but I'll get the meatballs done. I put a bunch of that Tony Cheshire stuff in this ground pork. I'm going to put a bunch of eggs in it too to hold it together because it's really lean meat. Maybe a couple pinches of red pepper flakes. I'd roast them in the oven, not so that they're dried out, but so that they're cooked. And then with those zucchinis I bought today, I'll either do it today, but probably tomorrow, is make zucchini noodles, because I do have a noodle machine I bought last year and only used it a couple times. Say hi, Ebby. I was about to say hi, Mish. Hi. Anyway, so I'd make like zucchini spaghetti, but it wouldn't be with tomato sauce. It'd be with like a creamy, cheesy cauliflower sauce. I seen Darius from Darius Cooks yesterday. I was looking up pork recipes, and he made a creamy sauce with pureed cauliflower, cheese, probably heavy cream. I forget now. I would make it up myself, but it gave me the idea. I would put it in my food processor, the steamed cauliflower with a bit of heavy cream, and then whatever spices I want, and I would put that over top of the spaghetti or zucchini noodles and the spicy pork meatballs. That's what I'm thinking about. But I know I probably won't get to all of that today, but at least I can get the meatballs cooked today. That's what today is. I mean, I did get some meals done, but I want to try to get most of the meat cooked today, and then tomorrow I would do another cooking marathon video of me assembling the rest of the meals, because I do want to do that Robert pie. That is very much a labor of love. That takes a couple of hours.
well, it takes about an hour to assemble. It takes a couple hours to bake, so that occupies a lot of time. And I was thinking I would can that turkey bone broth tomorrow too, so I don't know. It's going to be a juggling act, I can tell you that much. But stop jabbering, Tracy. And I'm going to get that pork out of the microwave, put it back in the bowl, and start seasoning it up with a bunch of eggs and the spice, and we'll see what happens after that. Alright, I added a dozen eggs in this bowl. I could doctor this up a little fancier, but I like the seasoning, I really do. And I'm going to add a whack of this to it and mix it up with my hands, and I'll get pans out that I'm going to be ready to make meatballs. Alright, I put the rest of that kale bag in there, about a quarter of a bag, some nutritional yeast and a bunch of that spice. Now I'm going to mix it up with my gloved hands and get a pan out that I can make meatballs on. Alright, there's the first batch. I'll get probably a pan and a half, maybe 2 pans out of what's remaining. They're loose, right? Like the pork is really lean. I'm hoping the egg will hold it together is why I did. So they'll be flat on the bottom and rounded on the top. They're not going to spread out like cookies, at least I don't think they will. And I have the oven preheated at 350. I'm going to put them in for about 20-25 minutes and we'll check them then. Alright, while those meatballs are in the oven, I'm going to start cracking some eggs in here and put some heavy whipping cream in there. It's 3:07, so yeah, after this I'm probably going to think about how I'm going to do that bacon, whether I do it in the deep freezer, in the oven or on the stovetop. And I got to think about reheating that chili that I took out of the freezer last night for the kids' supper. So yeah, but I want to get this going. Alright, I set the timer initially for 15 minutes so I could rotate the pans. I just rotated them, put them in for another 20 minutes. The first one was 15 minutes, then I'll do 20 minutes, and then they should be done. They should. I'll check them out, but yeah, starting to feel a little sleepy. I have to have coffee. It's 3:20. And yeah, those eggs are still sitting in those pots, so I'll probably get those at least scrambled up today. I might leave the bacon, the raspberry pie, the like zucchini spaghetti stuff for tomorrow. But I still haven't even touched that soft cooler over there. I might have to put some more ice in it. That has that giant pork loin in it and the roast beef in it. And I forget what else is in there. So this might not be a 2-day marathon, it might be a 3-day marathon. We'll see, because I still need to can up the bone broth. I mean, I could keep that going and going and going and going, but I like to do it for at least 2 days and then get on with it, because I still have those other turkey bones that I found yesterday. I'd want to put right back on as soon as these ones are canned up, but maybe a power snooze would help. I might do that, but I don't want to leave those eggs sitting like that, so I'll get those scrambled up before I even attempt a power snooze. Alright guys, that second batch of meatballs are in the Tony Cheshire ones, and I had one, my husband had one. They're delicious. I'm so glad they have nice heat to it. They're a little salty, but if I'm going to mix them in with those zucchini noodles and just a creamy cheese sauce, I'm not going to add any more salt to the dish. They'll work out perfect, but they're like spicy meatballs. They're wonderful. I have everything covered tight with the foil now because I'm going to spin into town. My husband offered to go, but I just want to get out of the house a minute. It's hot. I'm tired. I just want a little break. I need to go in and get big Ziploc bags because I like to label the bags and put them in Ziploc bags just as extra protection. I wrap them twice with foil and then I put them in a big Ziploc bag, and then I put them in the freezer. And when I get back, I'll season up the ground pork, which I have in the fridge, the other ground pork for the breakfast sausage seasoning. I'll do the egg omelet, and I'm going to take the hams out of the roaster and debone those. What I'm thinking I'm going to do with those, I have a food saver and I rarely use it, but if I debone those, cool it, and save it in a food saver bag because it sucks out every single ounce of air, I might use that for Thanksgiving, because in Canada, Thanksgiving's like the first week of October. I know in the States it's near, is it November 25th, I think? So that, that's feasible. I'd be able to use that. That's 2 big hams. I would just defrost it a few days before Thanksgiving, or a day before, and then I could reheat it in the oven and put some pineapple on one and leave the other one plain and just crisp it up a little bit because I don't like slimy ham. But that should be, because I usually cook 2 or 3 hams for Thanksgiving, and that would be one of the main dishes off my plate. And I won't have to worry about trying to make a separate kind of freezer meal with that. I mean, ham with scalloped potatoes is good. Ham and mac and cheese is good. But I'm just like, that's what I'll do. I'll just, instead of putting it in a tray and wrapping it with foil, I'll put it in a food saver bag, and that will ensure that it's good. Whereas these ones will probably be done eating around that time anyways, and then it'll be time to do another big marathon. But yeah, I'll spin out to town to get some big Ziploc bags real quick, just for a break. In the middle of heating up that chili for my kids for supper. It's 4:04. Oh, that's those meatballs. Just a minute. Yeah, I just rotated the pans. The second load is in the dishwasher. That's going. But yeah, I'm heating up that chili. They're gonna all have a bowl of chili. I'll sprinkle a little bit of that grated cheese on top. And yeah, that's good. But those other trays are just about cool enough. I'd put in the freezer. So as soon as I get back, I'll label those bags up and stick them in the freezer and keep on moving. I'm just running out of room. I don't have any room on the table, hardly. My counters are full. And yeah, I still have some stuff to do. I'm starting to peter out, but I want to accomplish a few more things, and then I'm going to call it quits for today and pick up where I left off tomorrow. So that'll be another video too. But anyways, I'll bring you back and I'll show you those meatballs when they're done. All right, that's what they're having for supper. If they want a slice of bread and butter, I'll give that to them too. All right, that's that second batch of those spicy meatballs. And all the stuff that's in between the meatballs, that's the egg that's kind of seeped out, but I scooped that all right into the pan and I'm saving it all. But yeah, oh, they turned out perfect, perfect. So I'm going to load those up. I'm going to put the 2 big turkey pots back on here and turn them on and spin to town. So when I get back, I'll take those off. I'll do the breakfast meatballs and start working on that omelet. All right, delicious, delicious, seriously. All right, friends. Ooh, my cord is caught on the garbage can. Everybody has their supper. Cheapers. I'm going to take the car, and I need to stop and get gas and go to town. I won't be very long, but it just gives me a little bit of a break. Oh, I got to get that charger. Oh, no, it's there. Oh, might help if I have the stinking keys. All right, it's 5:29. I just got home. I just labeled these bags. I'm going to put these 4 trays down in the basement, and then I'm going to bag up the moose chili that's under that foil. But this is going in the downstairs deep freezer. So I opted to make ground sausage, breakfast sausage stuff. I put rosemary, thyme, sage. I'll put a little salt and black pepper. And I usually put either maple syrup or, oops, I turned the wrong burner on, or brown sugar. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try putting some stevia in this so we can have it too. And some I'm going to put in the egg omelet, and others I'm going to save for the breakfast wraps that I do. So yeah, done. I tasted it and I added a little more seasoning. I didn't follow a recipe, just a few pinches of this, pinches of that, and adjusted it. Oh, and I put red pepper flake in it too. I forget if I said that. But over here, I have 2 dozen eggs. I'm going to whisk them up with some heavy cream, and I'm going to make a big pan of scrambled eggs. I put a big glug of bacon grease in here, and I'm about to dump the eggs. Ooh, this is tricky. It's a great big pan of egg mixture, so I'm just going to keep stirring it and stirring it. Alright, there's the eggs. It's a big old pan. I dumped the 2 pans of ground pork. You guys, simmer down! The ground pork together. I'm going to let them cool, and I'm going to put them in the fridge for tonight. So I'm going to make breakfast sausage and egg and cheese wraps. I still have bacon to do, but I'm not going to do that. I'm getting worn out, so I want to put what I need to put away tonight along with those meatballs. I'll clear the table, bring the hams in, take the chickens out, and we'll debone those. So I have to empty the dishwasher and get this cleaned up. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I sliced up that ham, that's like the fat cap and stuff. I'm going to throw each of these bones, one in one pot and one in the other, of the turkey bone broth, might as well. And I'm going to wrap this up. I want to put it in the food saver bags, but I'll probably will do that tomorrow. And I'm going to have to go down to the store to get more bags of ice, because I won't have room in my fridge. So I'm going to put this in a cooler. I put those meatballs, that's the cheese, and those kielbasa sausages. I'm just filling up some water because I need to top up these turkey bone broth again. Woo! Jeez, Tracy. Top it up again. I'll put a ham bone in each. And my battery is almost dead, so I'm going to put you guys on the charger. And I'm going to do the same thing with those chickens in the slow cooker. I'm going to take them out. I am going to reserve the broth, though, because I use that for the rapi pie. Just take this off. Look at that baby. Ooh, Nelly. Might as well. I'll top that up. And yeah, I'm going to start the dishwasher. That's those eggs and ground sausage. I'm just letting it cool for a little bit, and I'm going to put those in trays and put them in a cooler. Oop. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm getting my workout today. There we go. I'm going to leave them on high till they start bubbling again. Then I'll turn them down. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to plug you in. These chickens are done. Piping hot. And yeah, I'm going to debone those. Alright, I have all the chicken out of the slow cookers. I splashed my freaking thumb. Burnt myself a little bit, but not too bad. I'm going to let this cool a little bit because it's still super hot. Then I'm going to put the chicken meat in that. I'm going to save the chicken bones, and I'm throwing those in the pot too. Alright guys, I picked the bones as much as I'm going to do it. So I got a nice big pan of chicken for the rapi pie tomorrow. I'm dumping all of this in those pots over on the stove. That's that fat from the ham. I'm throwing that in the compost. But yeah, the chicken bones and skin, whatever little bits of chicken I couldn't get off because I'm tired of picking bones. are going in that pot. Now the slow cookers, I'm going to let cool until probably a couple of hours. And I'll either put them in bags or, I don't know, something. But I did go down to the store and I got a couple bags of ice there. One for in here. There's still like a bag under there. And the stuff in here is still frozen. I'm impressed with this cooler, so I didn't have to get a bag for that. But I'm going to put this chicken in one of these coolers, put the egg and the breakfast sausage in one of the coolers, and then I'm going to clear this table off. Alright, there we have it, friends. I swept the floor, cleaned the table, wiped the counter where I could wipe it. That's those 3 slow cookers I'm letting cool down still. I washed the ham roaster and put it back down in the basement. The dishwasher's in the drying cycle. Then I'm putting those frying pans and stuff in. I'm tired of washing dishes, so I'm sticking those in the dishwasher. But the turkey broth is bubbling, and yeah, the coolers are all packed up. Whew. So that's it for today, guys. Tomorrow's going to be another busy day. I'm hoping to can that broth up, make rapid pie. I haven't even touched that 3rd cooler, which has stuff in it. I want to try to do those breakfast wraps. I don't know, and other stuff. So like I said, this might be a 3-day marathon, because I don't know how much I can actually get done tomorrow before I conk out. But I'm glad I had that fan here. I'm glad I got the 2 chilies done and the baked spaghetti. All the chicken's cooked, all the ham's cooked. And that's something else I want to do tomorrow, is get the food saver out so I can bag up that ham for the deep freezer. Yeah. I'm sure there's other stuff I'm just not remembering right now, but my kitchen's, for the most part, pretty clean. You know, tidied up, wiped down. And yeah, those slow cookers, I'll stick those in the dishwasher tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you liked hanging out with me in the kitchen today. I wonder if you're as hot as I was. But it's worth it, though. It's worth it. I'm getting more meals in the freezer for when school starts. And I know what's in my freezers now. There's nothing hiding in my freezers. So any meat that comes in the house and I do actually put in the freezer, I know what's there. So I'm pleased with that, because I haven't done this in a long time. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I told my husband there's lots of wild meat in the freezer and I'll can it up, but he hasn't got back to me on that, so whatever. So I'm gonna say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love you. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really do. Yes, I do. So, no, it's 8:02 now, so yeah, I'm gonna kick my feet up and relax and go to bed fairly early, hopefully. So with that, I'll say have a good night or have a good morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Boink.